Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to put replay in the comments so I know you're here. So today I'm going to talk about why failure is not the opposite of success. You know, I was just reading some stuff this morning, and I ran across a quote by Arianna Huffington from Huffington Post. She's very, very successful. And this is actually pretty profound. She says, we need to accept that we don't always make the right decisions, that we'll screw up royally sometimes. Understanding that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the success. And she is so right. It's so true. I mean, I went back and looked up some information so I could have something to give you what I'm talking about today. So, Michael Jordan, he's the greatest basketball player of all time. He was cut from his varsity team at his high school when he was in high school. And then in the NBA, he went on to miss more than 9,000 shots and lost over 300 games. 26 times he was entrusted to take the last shot to win the game, but missed. And when asked about failure in his famous Nike commercial, Jordan said, I failed over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed. It is so true. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's golf, whether it's basketball, whether it's your business. It's all about failure is just part of the process. And the more you fail, the closer you're going to get to success. And so, he's right, because the opposite of success isn't failure. It's not trying. The opposite of success is not trying. Giving up is the opposite of success. So if you seldom fail, then there's a good chance that you're playing it safe and you're not really going all out. J.K. Rowling said, she was, one of the wealthiest people in the world because of her Harry Potter series. She said it's impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all. So, you know what? Wow, that's pretty profound, right? It's true. So let's look at some ways to help you stop fearing failure. Let's look at some ways to go out and fail more, because the more you fail, the closer you're getting to success, right? So set a goal to outlearn your competition. If it's your goal to be a leader, then get out in front. What I mean by that is that you need to be thinking all the time and learning about new ways to increase your business, new ways to do things. And maybe it'll be from improving a process, or maybe it'll be a system that you could put into place for your business, or maybe it's a new way to recruit, or a new place to find recruits, or it's constantly looking for how you can support your team better, how you can get more customers and how you can get the word out. What's the best way to promote our new products that we have, that kind of thing. And then think about what you're doing and learn from your successes and your failures, and then you can put the outcome of what you've learned into action, and action is what changes the world, and that's what makes you a leader. So create and innovate. You need to set time aside so that you can think, do some critical thinking. If you spend all your time doing tasks without thinking about what you're doing, you're not really being creative or strategic. And creation and innovation is what results in change. And so with all that change, it's uncomfortable and there's a chance for failure, but don't let that stop you. So fail faster and more often. When asked about failure at Google, Peter Norvig, the research director, he says, we do it by trying to fail faster and smaller. The average cycle for getting something done at Google is more like 3 months than 3 years. And the average team size is small. So if we have a new idea, we don't have to go through the whole political lobbying of saying, can we have 50 people to work on this? That's such a great point, right? If you set a goal to fail more often and faster, then there's a good chance that the impacts of a potential failure won't be that great. And you'll continually learn, and you'll be getting better and better and better at it, right? And then be resilient. So unless you're so lucky, everything you touch is not going to turn to gold, right? You're going to have failure in your life. And when you ask successful people about adversity, most of the time they're going to tell you that it was the adversity and the failure which propelled them to be successful. Look at famous people, Oprah, Tony Robbins. I mean, they had massive failures in their life. They came from nothing, and it was overcoming those things is what made them be so successful that they are. So Tom Hopkins says, he's a great sales trainer. He says, I never see failure as failure, but only as negative feedback that I need to change my course of direction. So make a note about what you learned, get excited, and move forward quickly. And then, of course, have a sense of humor. If you have the ability to laugh at yourself and your failures, then you'll create an environment where others will be comfortable making a mistake or trying something that doesn't work. And it'll make it easier for you, right? Because you got to look at the bright side sometimes. And there's always a bright side. Even when you think you've failed miserably, somehow you're going to get through it. I promise. Somehow you're going to get through it. You're going to come out the other end stronger and wiser, and maybe bruised, but stronger and wiser and closer to your goal. So celebrate your success. Celebrating success is easy, but celebrating what didn't work takes guts. But you want to celebrate what didn't work too. You want to celebrate your failures, because in fact, most leaders think that the best way to handle someone else's failure is to not say anything about it. But when a leader has the guts to say, I wanted to bring some special recognition to Sandy in today's meeting. A lot of you know that Sandy has spent the last month developing a new process for our software. We implemented it last week, and many of you know it didn't work as planned. But I want to recognize her for 3 reasons. First, she had the vision to improve our system. Second, she had the guts to try that new idea that had no guarantee that it would work. And third, after it failed, she came into my office and said, I'm not giving up. It did not work this way, but there has to be a way that will be significantly more efficient. So Sandy, you make me proud. Let me know what else you need from me or the team to make this work. Isn't that profound? I mean, to talk, celebrate your team's failures, celebrate your own failures. That is so much more, that's just so much more positive and going to turn you around and help you find success so much more quickly. So as you think about the successful successes that you've accomplished up until now, you'd probably most likely agree that anything worthwhile that you've ever accomplished took more than one attempt to get it right, right? I mean, most significant successes are always a series of attempts. You've tried, it didn't work. You tried it again this way, it didn't work. Even when I quit smoking, that was like a long, drawn out process of failure, but I finally quit. So it's just all about that. So keep with that in mind, just stop fearing failure and instead develop a healthy respect for failure, seeing it as part of your continuum to success and not the final result, right? So remember, the opposite of success is not failure. It's in not trying in the first place or giving up before you reach your goals. That's the opposite of success. So hey, get below and tell me what your thoughts are. What suggestions do you have, or what thoughts do you have about failure is not the opposite of success? I would love to hear. Get down below and tell me. And thanks for being here today. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.